There I was, seated alone in a small chapel in France. It was quiet and a bit dark, which was good. My mood was about the same. I'd come to think, to pray, to be sad. In front of me lie the remains of a saint I'd grown to know and love, St. Vincent de Paul. Encased in wax and tucked into an ornate silver case that allowed people like me, who needed something, to visit and be with him a while. It was 1994 and I had traveled to Europe with a group of students and staff. We were there for prayer, reflection, and service. The trip until this point had been a trip of a lifetime. But somehow in the midst of it, the quiet had gotten to me. The reflection and prayer had allowed me to dwell on things that had long been tucked away for another day. And there were boy troubles. So I'm sitting, miserable, alone, praying, crying silently, when I hear a noise behind me. A woman had entered from outside. Damn, I thought that door was locked at that time of day. No matter, though. The space was big enough for two of us. After a few moments, she reached the end of the pew I was in and stopped to look at me for a moment. I don't want her to look at me. I look awful. You've got to be kidding me. She's coming to sit in my pew? The entire chapel's empty. Why would she choose my pew? To say that she sat next to me would be an understatement. She's practically sitting on top of me. Her leg touching my leg, elbows rubbing together, her shoulders leaning into mine. Clearly, she has no concept of personal space. I slide over a bit, trying not to be rude, and she moves right with me. She places her left hand on my lap and looks at me again, forcing me to look at her. There we were, alone in the chapel, staring at each other, and she nods at me. I don't know what she means. All I know is that she makes me cry. And she cries with me. These are real tears. We are hunched over, tears and snot rolling down our faces, legs touching, elbows rubbing together, her hand on my lap, my hand in hers. We weep until we are exhausted. There's nothing left. I blow my nose, wipe my face, and she gets up without a word and walks out of the pew. I follow her with my eyes. I'm tired. I turn back to face Vincent. It is only when I turn to look at her again that I smell her. She reeks of urine. For the first time, I notice also that she's large, disheveled, and dirty. As a rule, I've got the nose of a bloodhound. The smell of urine makes me nauseous. How did I not notice her girth, her clothes, that smell? As she passed through the doorway onto the street, her shape was framed in light. And for just a moment, she was the woman who had wept with me again.